Live. You're live! Hello everyone, I'm Santiago and today I'm gonna be testing Alien's Fireteam Elite on the GTX 1650, 1050 Ti and the RTX 3050. How are you guys doing? Welcome. So this game, thanks first of all to Focus Entertainment for providing a code of the game, is one that I wanted to play for a while because it's like Left 4 Dead but with the Aliens franchise. And it's been a while since I played one of those co-op shooters and I was interested in checking it out. I didn't have time, so I'm getting up to speed with games I missed. How's it going, guys? Hey, Syed Hassan Ali, Ghost Wizard G, We're Wito, good name. Sounds weird, but hey. Gordon Life, Nono Atata, Lonely, how's it going, guys? I love you too, Frank. Thanks, man. So, what is this? Well, it's what I just mentioned, Nostra Comandas. It's like Left 4 Dead-ish, or Payday-ish, but on the Aliens franchise, and you're basically the Colonial Marines, but this is not Alien Colonial Marines, gladly. And well, I reached out to Focus Entertainment and got a code. First of all, for full transparency, I got the Ultimate Edition. I didn't know what it was included, so I wanted you guys to know what it was. There's a lot of cosmetic stuff, like skins for the weapons, colors, accessories for your character, and there's one that is called Pathogen that was released August last year. That is an expansion, so it's actual missions. All the others are just skins. So I would say the only thing that matters here, at least for me, is the missions. And if you guys want to see that, most of the stuff that they are giving in the Ultimate Pack is colors for your gun and for your character, which personally I don't care about. So anyway, hey Towami Chaowi, AR benchmarks, any update of the game? Any update for this game that we were expecting? Well, there's just been lots of updates. It's been a year and we got an expansion, which I always love seeing, new missions. But I have a huge disappointment with the options menu. It's Unreal Engine 4, but at the same time the options menu is very bare bones. I like that there's DX11 or 12. In this case, please use DX11. DX12 stutters all over the place. I'll use DX12 if you were CPU limited. Maybe you're targeting 144 FPS on a higher end GPU. But that's about it. Then we got ambient occlusion, reflections, anti-aliasing, which is TAA. Chromatic aberration, good to know we can disable that. Texture quality, resolution scale, shadows, which go from high to low. Personally, medium is best in my opinion. Image sharpening, frame rate lock, and motion blur. That's basically it. There's no DLSS, no FSR, so I'm pretty disappointed. I mean, Unreal Engine 4 games usually have more options, even for FX quality. So we cannot control the quality of the effects, the quality of the reflections. So yeah. They improved the performance though for videos I've been seeing before. The thing is, it's quite variable
Make sure you got your gear prepped.
Missions.
Your mama.
So the first mission is inside of a ship that looks very much like the movies, which look very interesting. You also do not need people to play it. You can play with bots, although the bots are not great. They can revive you, which is good. But they're not super smart. The good thing is that they teleport them very close to you if they get too far away. So yeah. 6:59 p.m. Here is 8 p.m. So as you can see, the first mission is inside of this ship.
We got a ping on Dr.
And you'll see mostly 50 to 60 frames in general. But this is not the best case scenario, to say it in some way. Sorry, it's the best case scenario. I played 2 campaigns as of right now, and the second one is inside of some weird planet. And inside that planet, there were drops into the 40s, and there's not much that you can do about it. That's what I don't like about the options menu. The only thing that really changes things is the disable ambient occlusion and lowering shadows to medium. That's basically it. Shadow quality, effects, quality, and ambient occlusion was always FPS killer. Yeah, I agree. The thing is here, I mean, with effects at least, you get a huge boost. Here we do not have an effect quality option, only ambient occlusion and shadows. And the screen space reflections, even if I turn them off, they're still screen space reflections. So I'm not sure if that's a bug or something. Maybe again it's a
Our
bit
man should
too
be in
loud.
the junction
Is it
ahead.
too loud? Oh, sorry. I'm not loud enough myself. There we go. I think I can put it on. Okay. If I'm shooting, can you guys hear me? Yeah, it's a bit loud. Although I like how the weapons sound. One other thing that I noticed is that these effects are not at 60
This is the
frames.
Colonial
They
Marines.
seem to
You
be
hearing me?
sub 60. So that's noticeable, at least for me. You can hear me well? Awesome. I hate when these bands drop. I feel like an alien is going to come for me.
Acid damage.
So as you can see at the very beginning,
Continue your sweep.
there's only one alien, which makes sense. So yeah, let me continue, and I'll show you the other mission that I was talking about. Oh, sometimes the game was a little louder. Okay, that's fine. I lowered the volume of the game.
Should be right here. High
Okay,
speed
here they come.
incoming. Get hot.
So as you can see there, we drop into the 50s. As enemies show up, we get more shots in. There's effects when they explode, basically. So that affects performance, and I have no way to lower the quality of that, which is an issue, because the only way to improve performance in that case is lowering the resolution. So that's not good. I think they need to add more options, or even FSR would be nice. So those are the drops into the 50s in a very, how to say, in a very forgiving level when it comes to amount of enemies. No, I wish there was FSR, but there is none. I just don't know what they were doing there.
Knives and sharp sticks are no. Yeah, damn right. You're ready
Oh,
for
yeah.
another mission.
Let me show you the one that I had issues with, which is this one.
Marines, we're heading down to LV-895. The Weyland-Yutani surface lab
Is
is overrun
RX
by
6600 good for
Xenos,
720p?
but
Yeah,
there
more
may
than
be
enough.
survivors.
You'll be good.
The closest
Even
shelter.
with ray tracing. Extended options were always available in config file for UE game. Yeah, but we shouldn't have to do that ourselves. Well, so as you can see here, even with nothing on screen, I mean nothing, no aliens on screen, I drop into the 40s. And my suspicion for this is the foliage plus the headlight shadows plus transparencies and the rain and all that. And what I mean here is, if they put those options in the menu, at least I would be able to do some tweaks to the foliage, I don't know, or the shadows from the light here. So we're at 45 FPS there. Hey, no, Tata, how's it going? Yeah, I mean, VRAM usage is fine, which is good, finally. Let me lower the shadows. We were at how many FPS? 45. And at the lowest shadows, we jumped from 45 to 46. So barely a change. You're better off keeping shadows on medium. Then you got screen space reflections and ambient occlusion. And by disabling those, you get a few more frames, but it's a very small difference. Visually, no ambient occlusion kills the visuals, at least in my opinion. So I'm not entirely sure on what they were thinking with the menu there. And the anti-aliasing quality doesn't change performance that much either, so yeah, I'm disappointed in that regard. And the reflections, even if you turn them off, there's still screen space reflections, so I'm confused. So anyway, let's lower ambient occlusion for now. Now let's lower reflections as well. Let's see what the best case scenario would be. I think with 900p would be just over 60 all the time. So it's basically medium. We need more options, or FSR, or both. Medium plus no AO or SSR. De novo, as far as I know, there is none. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that way, by disabling ambient occlusion and reflections, we get 5 frames more, so 51. It's probably going to drop further, but yeah, I mean, no FSR. I mean, there cannot be no FSR nowadays. Nowadays, I think is a requirement, and this game came out 1 year ago. Lots of people were complaining about the matchmaking. I played with a few friends, it was fine. but most of the time I play it on my own with bots, and at least the bots revive me, which is fine. They're not the most useless. On the Steam Deck though, I get wrecked on standard difficulty. And again, I'm playing this level because it's been worse performance than on the other one, which is the first few levels, star inside a ship. No SSR, no FSR.
If Zeno spread this far from Pala
Good one.
Station, they'll be after any survivors.
But as you can
Get
see, as long as
moving.
you disable ambient occlusion and reflections, you should be good to go.
Shit down here.
Although these
Some kind
areas
of
without ambient
auxiliary
occlusion
base.
don't look
Fall back
particularly
position.
great. But we get 5 frames more, which is always good. Oh, texture setting? No, the texture setting didn't change much at all. I tried it. I thought it was going to affect the foliage, but it doesn't. Because usually foliage is an alpha texture. Yeah, let's see with and without with and without ambient occlusion. I'm going to check that out. But what I'm trying to say is visually it's not spectacular. So that's what bothers me. I wish I had more controls over the settings. Yeah, with ambient occlusion it looks so much better. But it doesn't look groundbreaking. That's what I'm trying to say. For this performance I was expecting better visuals. And at least, I don't know, what gives me a bad feeling is the amount of options is very lacking. So let's do 900p now. I think that will be better for us right now. 900p high, which is the highest. Yeah, so far I've been enjoying the game. I've been playing it for around a week on the Steam Deck, the PC, with bots, with friends. With friends is a lot better, but it feels just like that, like Left 4 Dead-ish game, more close to Payday in a way. But I've been enjoying it so far. But yeah, at least for me, it's very enjoyable. Let me lower the shadows to medium just to get some extra headroom. But 900p, at least if you want 60s, is necessary because we don't have more options. That's about it. I was expecting at least FSR. With FSR 2, it would be perfect. 2 weeks left for that big day. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Weird.
Black 4 Blood maybe a bit. No, this is better than Black 4 Blood.
A live terminal.
But Black 4 Blood is a very low bar. So yeah. I mean, I enjoy myself with this game. But I do like that in the level after this one, you don't only fight aliens, you fight also robots that are from the people living in this planet that we're coming here to save. So the security system was enabled, but it attacks us as well. So you had the robots plus the aliens, and it's like a huge onslaught.
The tent. Blood.
But I think, again, 900p is the best setting for this game, the best resolution.
Still be friendlies alive.
Just lower shadows to medium and you're good to go. And again, this area has been the least performant one I tested so far. Again, I think it's due to the foliage and the effects, mostly. How to get better 1% lows depends on the game, really. Usually, at least in this case, this particular case, it happens with a lot of Unreal Engine 4 games, is to try and play them on the X11. Oh, here, as you can see, we drop into the 40s. Not good at all. Not sure why. But the game has those moments that it drops for no reason. And it's not like a huge draw distance. So that's what I think. I think it needs more options in the menu. An FSR.
Pardon.
That would be
The blood spray
nice.
patterns earlier suggest acid scalding from a ballistic trajectory. Please
do you
remain
mean?
alert for spitters.
What do you mean AR benchmarks? Anyway, so 900p at least for me is the way to go. If you want to do 720, you can do it as well, but it will be over 60 all the time. What's better performer for you, 580 or 1650? The 580 in general should be faster. Whoops, the game crashed. Not a good sign. Yeah, kind of like Gears of War in the gameplay part, you can also take cover. That at the beginning it was like, why would I take cover from the aliens? But then when the evil robots showed up that were protecting the facility, I understood. So I really like it when it combines the robots with the aliens.
Hey, best advice I got? Let's rack
But
up
you can
the...
see that it's a budget game. I mean, from the budget.
You think if
When
Bud
this
stole
character
the
talks,
next
there is
loot, they
no
wake
mouth
up stuck to the
movement.
floor? Actually, do they ever
That's
bring
kinda
me
weird.
back something nice?
I don't know. That's kind of jarring.
We're closing
I hope
in on
Alien Isolation
Rodriguez's
gets a
group.
sequel.
They're
Me
at the
too.
bottom of an ancient ruin she won't talk about. It's a
Yeah,
trade
that game
secret.
really scared me.
There's haywire Wayland Yutani
I
security
think
synths
this
ahead.
one is
Cut
what
through them,
Colonial
link
Marines
up
should
with
have
Ro-
been like. Something fun. All but gold.
Marines, you've sealed yourself in a dangerous location.
Yeah, I mean,
The Xenos
Aliens
behind
Colonial
us weren't
Marines.
exactly safe.
Oh my, so bad.
What's down here
Also,
with
one
us is
other
worse.
game that came to mind when playing this, World War Seat, also came to mind. That thing of having
Wayland
waves of
synths.
enemies plus an objective. And as you can see, these are the robots that are protecting this planet for the humans that live here. The thing is, we are coming to rescue those humans, and these robots are in protection mode, basically. But again, the magic part is that you can fight the aliens and the robots at the same time. They are fighting each other, but you're also killing them, so you gotta kill both. That's why you have a button to take cover, which at the beginning I don't know what it was all about. So yeah. Thanks, Project Zero. Thanks for being here, man. Again, this game released 1 year ago, or more, maybe more. And it was like, I was super interested, but I was on a full-time job. I'm still on a full-time job, but now I know how to manage my time better, and I couldn't cover it. So 1 year later, with patches and new expansion, I was like, okay, I gotta play it. I have a friend that owns the game, so it was perfect. Have you considered to test Sons of the Forest? Yeah, I will. Eventually. I want to even try it on the Steam Deck. I think that's going to be an interesting game. I love the visual improvement over the original though. That game looks beautiful. Okay, here come the aliens with the synths. It's funny because I have some fear from the synths since I played Alien Isolation. Those robots are creepy AF, that game. Sí, tiene crossplay. Oh yeah, guys, I forgot to mention this game does have crossplay with the consoles, so you can play with people on consoles as well. Which is a big plus, in my opinion. What saddens me a bit is that it's no longer on Gamepad. When it released, it was on Game Pass day one. But I checked out Game Pass and it's no longer there. Too bad. But you can play against the consoles. There is crossplay. You can also turn off crossplay if you don't want to. So yeah. Unity Engine be like, yeah, on that one, this is Unreal Engine 4, not to be confused. We are talking about Sons of the Forest. But it looks beautiful, that one. The thing is, it's very early days, still. But it looks interesting. First friend, semi-deglution mesh quality. Oh, RE4 remake, yeah. Yeah, Leon's hair in that game destroys performance. At least for me. Take damage for that. But again, this game needs FSR. FSR2.
The hell's that?
Yeah, Suicide Squad thing. What? Suicide Bomber. Anyway, let's do 720. 720 will be fine, but just to show you guys before I swap GPUs, let's do 720. Right. 720p, we put everything on the highest because it's 720p at the end of the day. So yeah, and the X11, remember that. If not, you're going to get a stutter fest. Oh yeah, super smooth. I love that. Oh, I forgot to mention, I connected my capture card to a monitor that has a 144 Hz refresh rate. And I can play at 100 FPS on stream now. Oh, this feels so smooth. It's ridiculous. Man, I love 100 FPS. Even if it's 720p. 140k Dark Tide is also very demanding. Yeah, I got that one as well on release. But I didn't play it. I didn't have time. I was with my new full-time job back then. That's another game I plan to cover soon. Dark Tide. Visually, it was pretty attractive as well. And it's not a real engine. It's an in-house engine. That's always. They should make an Aliens game centered on the story. Yeah. Yeah, this is more like an arcade type of game. Clearly a co-op shooter inspired from World War Z, Left 4 Dead, all that stuff. Also Payday.
No power, though. That synth's putting out a lot
I mean,
of
we
power.
have a story-based game from Alien, which is Alien Isolation. I kinda get why they didn't do that here. Clearly the money was spent on making levels to repeat with better gear each time. But I agree. One with better story would be nice. Hopefully one day we get a sequel for Isolation.
Let's overload the door control.
Hopefully this is close to the end of the level. What is this? It's core.
We'll use the synth power
So as you
cell
can see
to
guys,
override
720p
the
is
door
fine,
console.
no surprises. Let's do 1440p. 4K is too much, but 1440p we can manage, okay? Alex Arcos, ¿cómo estás? Saludos, bro. Okay, so 1440p now. We're going for medium shadows. And again, the thing with 1440p, we cannot get 60s, so I'd rather keep it with the higher settings that it can offer. So we're targeting 30 on this one.
Power cell to override the door console.
But it looks way sharper. Looks great at 1440p, but playing a game like this at 30, not so great.
Aid kits here.
Get touched, synth core. Yeah, sure.
Get the synth power cell.
Overload the terminal. So as you can see, this is again like when you are about to alert a horde of zombies in other games. Well, that's just like it, but in here. So I'm going to lay out some traps.
Lines out.
Again, if you play with your friends, it's going to be way more enjoyable. Personally, I always play games like this on my own because my friends never had computers. I have a couple of friends that can play this, but the bots are competent.
They ain't happy. Assault coming from the
They
far
revive
end.
you.
Present your respect is intolerable. Assessment successful.
Although this level needs more aliens, I think.
Bypassing death. Bypassing death.
Frames, good. Yeah, we need an effect quality option as well. I'm pretty sure those effects that jump out when I shoot the enemy, those should be lower resolution in the options menu. As a choice. It also happens when you shoot the aliens. There's some green goo coming out of them. In this case, for these guys, it is some white goo, which doesn't sound dirty at all.
They sent backup for the heavy.
But I think it would help because there can be lots of enemies on screen. Finally, he's dead. Is the game free? Unfortunately not. It used to be on Game Pass, but now it's not. But it got some extra updates. They sell a lot of cosmetic stuff in packs, but there's an expansion. So finally, they're making expansions with more levels. Took them long enough to realize. Dice Alex con... Ah, además, hace años que estás. Uno de los OGs. Bueno, gracias por estar. Te agradezco un montón. Anybody else? Hopefully the humans want to be rescued this time. Then you got the speeder xenomorphs, which I'm not sure if they exist in the movies. But they need the speeder zombies as well. The equivalent.
Bypassing damage.
Area secured. How many of these fuckers are down here?
Let's go! As you can see there, when I went through the door, there was a big drop in performance. That's the effects on screen.
Sentry deployed.
Wrong position. I put the turret against the wall. I'm a genius. I'm a freaking idiot.
Lines out.
Yeah, I'm dropping frames, so not an ideal place for 1440p. But again, 1440p is not for a card like this, I guess. But one other thing I do not like is that the game doesn't pause when I pause it. Hace tiempo que no miro nada de eso, Mitsu. Creo que vi el original hace años, pero hace muchísimo tiempo atrás. Me siento viejo.
People prepped for evac.
No AO or SSO.
We're ready for you. And please, call me Cynthia.
It drops in performance. Sí, tal cual, Mitsu. Estoy de acuerdo. El tema es que sea bueno. Yeah, I would like if they made one day a first-person shooter like you guys were saying, but more like a horror game. But not like Alien Isolation. I mean, that game needs a sequel on its own, but something that involves shooting them. But they should be like super powerful. I don't know. It will be very difficult though. But more like a horror game. The thing is, usually those games are not being made anymore, unfortunately.
Another line of sentry guns. Clean those out.
Okay, more sentry guns. Just what I wanted. I think so far this mission has been the worst. The worst by boring standards. How's the shotgun? I love it. So far so good. Like Gas in COD 4 said, I like to keep this for close encounters. The shotgun so far so good. Although if you don't like shotguns, you can use submachine guns as well. Although at first you only have the assault rifle, this one, and the shotgun. After that you unlock submachine guns and different rifles. And so far the shotgun is the one that I use the most, especially in situations like this. As you can see, pretty useful. Anybody else?
Secure. Like the synths aren't bad enough.
Sergeant
Another
Herrera,
thing that
please listen.
might
You need to
be
withdraw
cool
your
would be an
team.
FOV slider.
The only
Sometimes the
survivors at
character is a
Palo
little bit too
Station are
close.
synthetics.
On a third-person shooter, that's not a huge
We're
deal.
not gonna leave you in their hands, Rodriguez.
So,
You're not understanding me. I repeat, the only
oh,
ones
as you guys
here
were
are
asking,
synthetics.
crossplay, so you can play with any other platform. No FOV slider. Usually, in this situation, it's like a quarter of the screen. My character.
Grabbing ammo. Need kits here. Patching up.
Almost there. Once I finish this
That's a
one,
lot of
we're
working
going
Joes.
for the other card. I do not trust these ones. Yeah, let's kill them right away, before they turn on. Anybody else? There's so many of them. Oh, I forgot. I have a new grenade that I haven't used yet. Whoa. Nice. It's funny because when you select to play with bots, you get two synths. So there's synths against synths. Sometimes I shoot them by mistake. A new weapon color. Oh no. I don't know about you guys, but in games I usually do not paint my weapons. Maybe that's a popular opinion, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I need you
Hey,
to speak
Andre.
plain, Rodriguez.
How's it going? ¿Crees que el juego esté bien optimizado o de por sí no exige mucho? O sea, no es tan exigente, pero yo creo que podría correr mejor. Lo que siento que falta son opciones en el menú. Y FSR. Pero gráficamente no es nada wow. Sí, que raja el piso. Así que, o sea, no da tirones, que eso está bueno. Pero siento que faltan opciones. I was saying in Spanish that I think the game needs more options. Performance is okay-ish. Visually is not groundbreaking. But again, I think it needs more options, like the quality of the effects, like
Esther,
here.
where's Rodriguez? Cynthia, whoever.
So those particles at the start, when I opened the door, I mean, there should be a way to lower the resolution of that. I'm no developer,
No one on
but
Pala
still,
knew
I
that?
don't know.
Honecker didn't know that?
That seems to be a big bottleneck.
Esther, we need a way to shut Cynthia down.
Soy de Uruguay, Anon, pero anduviste cerca. Unos cientos de kilómetros, unos miles de kilómetros. Pero anduviste por ahí.
Fireteam, watch for synth power cores.
You mean awesome?
Same as the console before.
Right.
Plug them in to overload the system.
Okay, gotta run.
Rearm.
Okay, sentry gun. And this part here that we grab, for example, sentry guns and traps, this reminds me of World War Z, actually.
Lines out.
The game, not the movie. Although here you can put traps basically anywhere. World War Z, there were specific sections.
Sentry deployed.
Oh, I need more of those
Patching up.
synth parts, I guess they're called. ¿Qué opinas de Resident Evil 4? Me encantó. ¿Cuál, el original o el remake? ¿El remake? Me dieron unas ganas de seguir jugando. Tengo 5 horas de juego en el demo. Somebody asked me if I like RE4, and I asked if it was the remake or the original. Well, I've been playing the remake, the demo, not the remake. Man, I've been playing that demo for 4 hours, including the time I've been streaming. So I can't wait. Very exciting stuff. You like this game? Awesome, man. I like it too. That's why I'm streaming it. I'm now free to stream the games that I like. Because I usually played games for the first time on the stream. But now I can have the liberty, if there's no new games, to play something that I missed. Again, this game came out like a year ago. That's always good. I enjoy my time.
Do you comprehend the significance?
It's less about... That's the good thing about not depending on YouTube for as a full-time job. You actually enjoy your time more than just trying to get as many views as possible. I mean, views are important, but having fun is... I forgot that I had so much fun streaming. So yeah. Zombies ahora te hacen combos. Sí, literal. Yeah, someone was saying in Spanish, now zombies do combos to you. And sometimes they... Yeah, with their fists, they did some combos. I felt like I was on Street Fighter or something. But it was way more realistic in that regard. I never see zombies punching you. Well, those are not actually zombies, but still. You know what I mean. Oh, Jesus. That's good. Hiro, ¿qué dice Che? ¿Cuántos años? Begin manual override. Okay, hopefully this leads me to the end of the mission.
Cynthia's optical network is collapsing.
I asked you to leave. I did everything to discourage your advance. You wouldn't stop.
Okay, so actually there were no people here, only robots. Too bad. I'm going to have to kill them all.
What's that about?
The primary hub has
Let
failed.
me testing RE4 demo.
The auxiliary is now
What
handling
is this game?
76% of Cynthia's internal traffic.
Now, RE4 is going to be for next week.
Let's overload that ox hub.
But I wanted to play something that I missed last year, and this was a perfect candidate. It's right up my alley. Games like this, co-op shooters. Oh man, that's just so much what I like to play. I mean, I have so many hours on World War Z, Left 4 Dead 2. So yeah, it's like a game tailor-made for me. Finally, I can play a game like that is not only zombies. Another example of that is Payday 2. It's kind of like this, but has different objectives in the middle. And it's basically like this, waves of enemies while you're doing something else. And you improve your character, unlock more weapons. Again, right up my alley. These are games that are made for Santiago, basically.
Reading a synth power core.
Yeah, today is Monday? Yeah, it's Monday. What the hell? I thought it was Thursday or something. So confused.
Esther,
Patching
we
up.
were created to protect humans. That is my purpose here. They can't interfere.
I don't know, I just finished working today. I worked like 3 hours. There wasn't a lot of stuff to do, fortunately. And I was like, I got out of work, I drank some coffee, I ate some one sandwich. And I was like, I should stream that game that I've been playing on my Steam Deck. And I just went live. No planning involved. Santiago just finished working and was like, decided to stream a game that he hasn't played last year. And I think it's better that way. I like not planning things.
Reading a synth powered core.
Hopefully I do not die here. ¡Es lunes! Ya no puedo creer que sea lunes. Pensé que era jueves, literal. Estoy en otro planeta. Steam? Yes, it's on Steam. Oh no, my friends are dying. Who will revive me now?
She is gone. It is over.
Yeah, reviving,
You got her,
please.
Fireteam. Co and I are inbound.
Okay,
We'll
time
have
to
you
go.
home
Good.
before the sweat dries.
Rearming.
Let's leave. So yeah, it's on Steam, guys. For the people asking, yeah.
I hope that was
Okay,
not unpleasant.
Good.
If you
Finish
wish
this
to
one.
discuss your experience, I
So
am
far,
available
this
at any hour.
mission
I do not
stack
sleep.
has been the most demanding so far. I now unlocked some color for my gun, a quick loader, and a shotgun. Nice. But again, this is the classic co-op shooter. You level up your guns, you can select your perks, and you can select your class as well. In my case, I'm usually the gunner type, the guy with the assault rifle. So there's a lot of content if you like this style of game. You unlock different abilities, different guns. But again, most of the things that I unlocked are colors for my gun. And I don't really care about colors. I mean, I do not paint my guns in games. I only put a decal at the right of the gun. Why benchmarking now? Because I missed it before and I wanted to play it. Unreal Engine 4 possibly has a single campaign. I mean, it's not single player. It's a co-op shooter, but you can play with bots, which is always good. And the bots are not stupid. I mean, they're kind of stupid, but not stupid that makes the game unplayable on your own. Some people were saying in the reviews that the game was unplayable without people, and you had to play on easy mode to get somewhere. And so far, I'm playing on standard difficulty. They said you had to play on easy, and I've been just fine. Let me see, there's another shotgun. Mine does more damage. What else is new? So yeah, my advice for this one on the 1650, if you're doing 1080p, do medium shadows, turn off ambient occlusion and screen space reflections. You'll get like 50 to 65 FPS in the worst case scenario. If you want 60 all the time, 900p, medium shadows, and the rest on the highest. And that's basically it. There's not much more to say. There's no FSR, unfortunately. This game really would benefit from that. I didn't need more options. This is so minimal. It's like minimum effort options menu. And on Unreal Engine 4 games, it should be pretty easy to put more options. So I don't know. I'm kind of confused there. This is similar to Predator Hunting Grounds. No, but Predator Hunting Grounds I think is PvP. This is PvE. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let's swap GPUs. Super dark in here. I apologize. One moment. Yo, Darek00, how's it going? That game is PvP and this is more PvE. Yeah, this is PvE. As far as I know, this game doesn't have PvP. But Predator Hunting Grounds does. That's why I never covered it. And I think that game no longer has people there. Correct me if I'm wrong again. But what I like about this one, apart from being a genre I really like, is that it has crossplay, so I can play against people on the consoles as well. Yeah, pretty nice. Pretty neat. Drivers are getting back to my computer. 1050 Ti incoming. Okay. Okay, we're back. Welcome back. 1050 Ti is now in. And I'm going to do 1080p first, but I'm not expecting 60s on 1080p, unfortunately. But that's fine. This is going to be... First, let's do high, and I'll lower everything to the minimum to show you guys. But on this card, FSR will be magic if we had it on this game. Too bad. Sí, yo también. Y RTX, tal cual. Chad, why is he testing this game if it's old? It's a year old, man. Because I was interested and I never got to play it. That's why. And there was updates, lots of updates. And there's an expansion. But I was just interested in the game. That's basically it. It's not old. Old will be... How much time? I don't know, I don't know why you call it old. I guess a year in the internet is a lot of time. In that case, I agree. Okay, so as you can see here, it's fine. It's in the mid-40s. But the thing is, this is not the worst case scenario.
Knives and bring me back something nice.
Here's the previous campaign to unlock, but I did. I finished it. What happened?
I love playing book.
Oh, never mind. Debrief with this person.
Well, Rodriguez.
Yeah, but the mouth
Cynthia
not moving.
kept running before you took fire.
That's kind of awkward. I don't know why their mouths got moved.
I'm sure it's a glorious you and me both. Let's do this.
There we go. And again, as I was saying, matchmaking public or private. And it has crossplay challenge cards. And on difficulty, I'm on standard. People said that you need casual to play alone. That's BS. Standard was easy. Then you have intense, extreme, and insane. I'm going to keep on standard. I'm playing with bots.
When
As you
we
can
took
see
out
here,
Cynthia, she
these are my
triggered
teammates.
some contingency
Literal
plan
bots.
by Weyland-Yutani. Now Esther's seeing gravity and power
Yeah.
distortions
Some
under the
recent
surface
games
of
and having FSR and
LV895.
IS, like
You're
Wulong.
going back into
Yeah.
the ruins.
Yeah, I mean, right nowadays, you cannot not have FSR.
Fireteam, we need to locate the anomaly. I got Esther and Doc Honecker on the line for assist.
Let's go.
Just speaking of this.
So here we're on high settings,
Hello.
and
The gravity
it's not going to get
distortions are
60s
increasing.
even on the lowest. This is like my 30 frames configuration. Oh geez. So as you can see, when effects show up, any sort of effect, we get drops in performance, basically.
Cynthia breed down here? Mierda!
So we need more options. And this level seems to be less demanding than the one that I finished a moment ago.
From the entry!
But the shotgun never gets old.
What am I looking at here? Who built this?
Question.
There are holograms on the far end of the room. Might we investigate?
Okay.
Not a lot of time to screw around, S. Be fast.
A synthetic. Perhaps I can recover its final directives.
Grab the drives.
Sí, RTX ya no es mi trabajo YouTube, básicamente es como hobby. Me dedico a hacer testing de aplicaciones VR y AR, básicamente. Saludos, Pot Billy, desde Uruguay, hermano argentino. Felicitaciones por el mundial. Fue muy divertido verlo frenar. Okay, so as you can see, this is the 30 frame configuration. It's the highest settings. Usually fine, despite text screen. Fortunately, I cannot pause the game. It keeps going. So let's do this very quick. Let's try lowest settings on 1080p. All this 1080p low. And as you can see, this is better, but we do not have reflections or ambient occlusion. So we're missing a couple interesting effects. Although despite me always disabling reflections, in this game there's still screen space reflections, despite me manually disabling them on some surfaces. They're found pretty often. But this gets you closer to 50. It feels way smoother. I don't know why, but below 50 I start noticing. Coward.
Before she perished, Cynthia
The
had
most
her
valuable thing on this
forces
game is
scan
resolution,
carvings
lower to
throughout the
720.
complex.
Yeah, I know. The thing is, I usually try to keep resolution to the
Can you
last
read
part. So as you can see here,
Not
you can
without the
do
transliteration
50-ish with drops into the 40s on 1080p, but 60 is not possible. So let's do 900p now. Second.
Bypassing damage.
Sorry, I'm probably dying. So 900p on
Bypassing
low
damage.
should be good enough. We got some room to spare. But you still lose the reflections and the ambient occlusion, which is usually the ambient occlusion is a big one. I mean, all this area looks way better with ambient occlusion. Yeah, I mean, they go up significantly when you lower the resolution. The thing is, in this case, again, FSR2 will have made it perfect. On 1080p, we will be getting like 60 frames, easy. With FSR2. Will have been nice.
The wall.
Prepare for battle.
Drop a LiDAR scanner for us. She can work on a translation later.
Okay, so before going into combat, let's increase the settings a little bit. Medium shadows. Yeah, medium shadows on the rest on high. We lost a few frames, but visually is way better, at least in my opinion. Alien Isolation is one of your favorite games. Spent 200 hours in that game doing challenges. That's insane. I got too creeped out to finish that game. I should finish it sometime, maybe in October. If I have the guts. Just the fact that you cannot fight him creeps me out, which is kind of the point, I guess. Here we go, hang on. Before that, let me put some defenses. Could be coming from some holes that I found in the wall. Put this
Lines out.
here. Static grid, yeah, sure.
Charging the deck.
Right next to explosive, so I don't have to trigger it myself. And incendiary rounds.
Let's rock.
Yeah, that should do. ¿Tuviste que estudiar algo para trabajar a tester RBR? No. Soy bueno testeando. Como puedes ver en mi canal, siempre hice lo mismo. Y tal, conozco a alguien que tiene una empresa de eso. Y tal, les gusta lo que hago, entonces puedo encontrar lugar ahí. Pero tal, yo personalmente no tuve que, pero me va a servir. Capaz que más adelante estudio eso para tener algún certificado. So someone was asking me about my work as a QA AR tester. No, I didn't go to college for that, or I didn't have any particular studies. But that's because I know someone that works in a place that they needed someone for those type of tests. So my only experience testing stuff is YouTube. I have a good eye for VR stuff. Anything 3D graphics related. Still, I would like to have a, I don't know, some diploma or something. I might study something related to it. I think it's a good time to do so. Oh no. Dude. Well, at least I can do a quick time event to get out of there. That's one thing that Left 4 Dead needs. A quick time event to get out of the grass. Sí, tal cual. RTX, tal cual. Yeah, I need to be safe and get a diploma or something. You gotta start somewhere. Although, having a decent English helps a lot, I think. Otra cosa también que me ayuda es el inglés. Por suerte practiqué bastante sobre YouTube. Alright. Dead. But the shotgun is so OP. I might be able to crank up the difficulty actually. I'm feeling pretty confident. Oh, that one. Oh god. So screwed. Okay, at least the bots helped me this time out. Let's consider some drops into the 40s. You can figure that out, or fix that up by disabling enemy cushion, but the visual fidelity drops significantly, especially indoors.
Patching up.
Anyway, let's do 720. 720 is perfect. Sabotage if you don't need to record, just play this. What do you mean? Sabotage. Is that a map? Oh, Sabotage is the name of someone. My bad. I'm not paying attention. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so 720p. High. Let's see how it does. Should be fine. Sabotage. i3 9100F plus 1650 Super is good with 8 GB of RAM. Nowadays, I would try to get at least 16 gigabytes. 8 gigabytes, I would say, is the absolute minimum. Sometimes below the minimum.
The exit is sealed by Wayland
Games
devices.
are crazy RAM intensive nowadays. But that CPU should be okay. But again, you can get away with a 4-core 4-thread CPU in most cases with an 8100F. But do not gamble with low low RAM. RAM, I mean, if you have a slow CPU, okay, cap your frame rate to 30 to compensate. But if you lack RAM, you're screwed. The game will be either unplayable, or it's going to crash, or it's going to stutter more. So RAM is important. So 16 as a minimum, I think is the best choice. And you can change the CPU later. That's my opinion. But I've been playing so many new games and they use like 10 gigabytes. This one is fine. But this one is not something visually groundbreaking.
Long before you arrived,
That's what I'm
Doctor.
trying to say. It's not super ambitious on the technology
Looks clear.
standpoint.
Keep moving.
Have you saw the system requirements for The Last of Us? Yeah. They recommend 32 gigabytes of RAM. Yeah, I saw that before, and I don't think it's going to
possible
use
Cynthia's
32
interest in these
gigs of RAM.
carvings is related to the anomaly.
I think it will be around the 14 gigabytes of RAM, 10 gigabytes
Fireteam,
of RAM
scan the carvings
range,
fast,
maybe.
and be
I
ready
don't know
for
because I
bugs.
think it's an in-house solution now, directly from Sony, I think. But it shouldn't be using that much RAM.
There is a commonality.
It doesn't make sense.
A sequence shared with
I
the
think
first
they just
set.
put it in the requirements to say, okay, it needs to be higher than 16, because 16 is listed as the minimum. And who knows, maybe we get another Hogwarts Legacy on our hands. That game uses like 20 gigabytes, or 22 on my PC. ridiculous. Doesn't make sense at all. But I mean, which other game recommended 32 gigabytes? Returnal. I remember the first time they announced Returnal system requirements, they put 32 gigabytes in there, and then they updated them and they removed that requirement. Maximum was like, I think 24 or 16. So I think it's just to say bigger number, better FPS on the RAM. I don't think you need 32 gigabytes. That's ridiculous. But who knows? Usually, nowadays PC gaming is so weird. And we have the stutter struggle, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's a game with insane RAM usage like Hogwarts Legacy. Although in Hogwarts Legacy makes a lot more sense because it's a huge open world. The Last of Us is big levels, that's it. There's no open world there.
Good to go?
So yeah,
Hope it was worth it.
Ever heard of Elizabeth Shaw?
it is so disappointing that we're having so many stutter problems in your games. It makes me lose hope in humanity.
Sites. Their papers have been out of print for a century. A cautionary tale in my opinion.
There's
Okay.
a magnetic anomaly nearby.
Too close.
Might you investigate?
Fine, last one. Then we focus on the
Delete
big
it.
anomaly.
Grabbing ammo.
You can barely hear me? Sorry guys. One moment. Is that better? Oh, and the FPS counter, sorry guys.
Rearming.
As you can see, at 720p is completely fine. You can max it out, 60 frames even when in combat. Although in this case I'll recommend 900p with medium shadows.
Is
It'll drop into the 40s at times. But visually it's much better on the resolution side.
Get scanning, Fireteam.
So
those
yeah,
jars?
that would be my advice. And if you want 60s or 900p more consistently,
Are more present.
consider disabling ambient occlusion, but that's basically it. It's better, it was mainly the character
Already
speaking.
had
Oh,
these
okay,
symbols.
gotcha, makes sense.
Perhaps another?
Speech overlapping speech. Yeah, I get it. Been there before.
I have logged a number of characters. We still require a key to translate them.
I will RTX later. I might check out pirated Hogwarts Legacy versus non-pirated version. The thing is, the pirated version is an older build, and in the newer build I saw worse performance, so it wouldn't be a fair comparison. I don't know why the latest version of Hogwarts Legacy screwed up performance. So the correct version is before that update that triple performance, so that's not good. Not a good point of comparison. But sure, after that is cleared up, I'm going to do it, sure. Last of Us has RTX or not? As far as I know, they do not have RTX. The Last of Us.
The
I
jars.
think The Last of Us didn't have any ray
That's what the
tracing.
pathogen came stored in. The experiments we ran, the mutations, all from
Oh, yeah.
those.
But will 16
so
gigabytes
few.
be future-proof if I upgrade it from 8? By the way, I referred to your video for best settings for a game. The true compatibility of game. Okay. Yeah, 16 gigabytes should be, right now, should be fine. I mean, if you want to make sure, just make sure to have enough slots of RAM available. That's why I always recommended when building a computer that you get a motherboard that has at least 4 slots for RAM. Because if you have two 8 gigabyte sticks for dual channel, you have 16 gigabytes, you still have 2 slots more if you wanted to add more RAM.
Major aesthetic shift.
So 16 gigabytes I think for now is
Personal
fine.
area? Our working site?
But if you only have 2 slots, that's a problem.
Dino spinners, keep moving.
Because you do not want to use single channel memory, trust me. I've been there, it wasn't pretty. And by single channel I mean using only 1 stick of RAM instead of 2. Yeah, fill those RAM slots. Yeah, at least, for example, in the computer that I'm playing on right now, it has 4 slots. 2 of them are occupied with 2 8 GB of RAM 6. If in the future I want to add more RAM, I buy 2 more 8 GB sticks and I have 32. So the way to future-proof your RAM, quote unquote, would be to have more RAM slots on your motherboard, because you can add more.
It's alien. We can't make
Well,
any
I wouldn't
assumptions.
say much better having 4
The far platform. There's
yeah,
Wayland equipment
having
around.
4 4 GB sticks is much better. I mean, there's a slight improvement, but not a huge improvement. It would be a huge improvement if it was a quad-channel memory motherboard, but in this price range, that doesn't exist. That's more for Threadripper stuff, if we are lucky.
Check the Wayland
Yeah, there's
shit.
quad-channel support
Bet
on
Cynthia
some of
did it.
those.
It's here. Patching up.
Okay, so we finished this part, and we're doing the 3050, which is going to be easily 60 frames.
Weyland-Yutani has interfaced with a non-human instrumentality.
It could control the doors. Fireteam, rig a connection for Esther.
Warzone 2, muchos hackers. Qué raro. Yeah, Warzone 2 with hackers, I hear that a lot on the internet.
Sentry deployed.
Oh, also, talking about games that I didn't cover, that I want to cover. Modern Warfare 2,
Charging
the
the deck.
campaign, and the PvP multiplayer, small levels thing.
Charging the
I want to
deck.
cover that as well. So I can do the full franchise once again. That will be fun. I love the campaign.
Accessing the Weyland-Yutani translation matrix.
Access granted. Let's tell me this goes by fairly quickly.
There is a remarkable
I can
amount
feel
of
that an alien is coming from this
Stand
bend.
by.
I can feel it. Also, one advice that I have if you play this game, disable the outline on the enemies. Because on the standard difficulty and below, if you aim down sights like this, then the enemies are going to have an outline. I disable that manually. I don't know, it just breaks immersion for me. It makes it too easy. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Under gameplay, outline targets on standard and casual, you're going to see this outline when you aim down sights. It's useful information, you can see where the enemy is very easily, but I don't know, it just feels way too easy to do like that. Kill us.
Transliteration key. Stand by.
Get. Disable that outline again. Oh yeah, much better. You haven't played the 8th gen Call of Duties? What do you mean, the Modern Warfare 2019? Was one of them? Modern Warfare 2019 is great. Well, people say it's the best multiplayer. Even better than Modern Warfare 2, but I don't know, I haven't played that. I just bought it. I want to finish the campaign before I jump into multiplayer. But man, those reload animations, so cathartic. You pre-ordered RE4 Remake on Steam? Awesome, man. I'll play it as well once it releases. Super pumped. Check it out.
Big bugs, a miss of 'em.
Gotta break the armor somehow. But the shotgun is way too OP sometimes.
Esther's got the door. Secure the room.
In a level like this, I will probably lose on the Steam Deck. I'm terrible with the stick. Dead. Use 2 atoms. ¿Te recuerdas Resident Evil Raccoon City? Sí. Buen punto. Sí, tiene un aire, tienes razón. Yeah, somebody was saying in Spanish that it reminds them of Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. Yeah, I can see the resemblance with the characters running like this. Actually.
Get moving,
Nice
Marines.
catch.
Things are getting weirder down below.
Although this
We
is
have
way
to
better
reach
than
that
that.
anomaly.
The other game I couldn't enjoy it, even if my life depended on it. This one, I played on Steam Deck, I played on PC.
I don't know what we found under LV895, who built
I'm
that
enjoying my
place,
time with
or
it.
what it's for. The distortions and
Okay, time for the 3050. The 3050 I'm pretty sure is going to be 1080p 60. No problem whatsoever. Yeah, Arkham Knight. Amazing game. Ahead of its time. Too bad it ran terrible on PC on day one. Alright, time for the 3050. Here we go. One moment, please. Alright, there we go. To jump from PS4 to PC, you're not switching anymore. Awesome. Oh, I see. Congrats on the family, by the way. You're back on the PC space. Back, I think. Yeah, they're back. Let's go. All right, 3050 now. Let's go. The 3050, yeah, I mean, it's a triple fan 3050. It's too much cooling, ridiculous cooling. It's such a waste of resources. But hey, it was cheaper than a dual fan variant, so I had to pick it up. Arkham Knight, Gotham Knights. Yeah, that's another game I missed, but I'm glad I missed Gotham Knights. I'm so glad I skipped it. Oh man, that game was just such a mess. Okay, so in this part we get 100 FPS, so we're basically going to have 70, probably.
yeah, I
while
wish I
fighting.
could give you some. Bring me back something nice.
Let's continue.
I don't know what we found under LV895.
Hey
who
guys,
built
can
that
Core
place, or what it's
i5-6600
for.
handle RX
The distortions and anomalies Cynthia
7600
started are
XT?
still growing. Some
Which one is that one? I forgot. 7600 XT. So confused. I forgot that that card existed. I'm pretty out of date when it comes to GPUs. Okay, it's like a 3070? 3080. Well, if that's the case, then it's too much for that CPU is too low for that
Gravitational
GPU.
anomaly continues to
Unless you're doing
intensify.
4K,
Locating the
but
source
you
is
have
imperative.
limitations on the
Stay frosty. We know
the
there's
frame rate
Xenos.
side.
God
You only
knows
have 4
what else
cores there.
Cynthia had.
that
Yeah, I
alien
recommend you
equipment.
update,
Who
like
knows what
Hito
it
is
does?
saying, to an i7 of
careful.
that same platform. If you don't have an option to swap motherboards and CPU, consider updating the CPU. I mean, you can still play games, don't get me wrong. The thing is, you're not going to take full advantage of the GPU. So maybe, I don't know, if you're playing this game as an example, you get in... On that card, you're going to get like 200 FPS in this card, probably. Well, your CPU is not going to allow you to hit 100 FPS. You're probably going to be at 60 frames or 80 instead of 200. That's why I was saying, if you're doing 4K, it makes more sense, because you are pushing the GPU much more. So you're going to be maybe in the 60 frames range. And at that point, the CPU should be able to keep up. So yeah, if possible, update to one of those i7s. The thing is, those i7s are still 4 core 6 threads, so they're still going to be limited very soon. The CPU side, I mean. Cox Adelta, ¿cómo estás? ¿Todo bien? It's been a while, man.
What are we looking at in here, Doc?
As you can see, guys, very easy to get 100 FPS here.
I have no idea.
Although it's probably going to drop more later. Just guessing. Right now you have a 3060 Ti and a 2600. Want to upgrade your CPU to 5600X? Yeah, completely worth it. No doubt about it. I upgraded from a 2600 once to a 3600, and I already saw the difference. So yeah, 5600X is going to be a good upgrade, without a doubt.
Wow!
Just make sure your motherboard supports it. It's kind of the thing. Because maybe you need a BIOS update for the 5600X. Probably. And AMD released so many CPUs for that socket, it's ridiculous. If you can buy a 5600X, go for it. Great upgrade. Gotcha. Also, being an always online single player game doesn't help at all. I agree. You're talking about the Suicide Squad game? When I saw gameplay for that game, I got so disappointed. Oh my god.
Within the anomaly. Might you set up a scanner?
And also, it's Rocksteady that is developing it. That breaks my heart.
On the ceiling. Over the scanner.
Belay that. Bugs inbound.
Okay guys, so as you can see, 1080p is fine. You can max it out very easily. I'll still lower, if you have a high refresh rate monitor, lower the shadows to medium for a few extra frames. Let's do 1440p. So we're here, might as well. Yeah, they delayed it again, but I don't know what for. It's not like the game will get better. I mean, what people complain about wasn't the graphics, it was like the game itself. I think that game is going to be dead on arrival. Well, not dead on arrival because it's a major IP, but still. I don't know, just very disappointed with that one. I was expecting something resembling the Arkham series, and it's completely different. Do you know if the 5600X is similar to the 12600K? 12600K. Man, Intel names are so long.
What's that on the ceiling?
Rearming.
A biological
That's an
energy
i5.
capacitor. A living battery.
It's probably close. Maybe a little bit behind that CPU from Intel. I'm guessing.
Listen.
From the top of my head, I think it was very close.
I'm guessing the routes.
I mean, both are great
Sending you in the
CPUs.
general
You cannot go
direction
wrong with any of
falls
them,
nuts.
honestly.
Up top.
Okay, so at 1440p, I'm getting some drops into the 60s, maybe lower shadows to medium. Be sure you stay
There's
on
an
60.
instrumentality across the room.
Secure the area
Yeah,
first.
definitely lower shadows to medium.
I got you.
Let's heal before that though. Oh, I healed the AI. I'm an idiot. So medium shadows for a few extra frames should be helpful. I healed, yeah, the AI. I'm an idiot.
Hey, hold up and listen.
And thanks Hito for always being there, helping me out
Try to
with the
acquire a
answers.
facility layout. Hit only the controls I specify.
Fireteam, set up a perimeter. It could take
Okay, on
her
the
a while.
3050, I would recommend 1440p. If you have a
Farthest
high
left,
refresh rate
center right,
display,
center top.
go for
Sentry
1080p
deployed.
and lower shadows to medium. Runs 25% damage and weapon range. Okay.
Analyzing output. Stand by.
Charging the deck.
Where do you buy the GPUs from? Well, in my country there's quite a few stores that sell GPUs. I usually jump between Bunny Fox and another one called Tot. Yeah, literally. Called Tot. T-H-O-T. And well, those two stores are the ones that I usually gravitate to. Usually have the best pricing and the best warranties. And that's where I get them from. And if I find on the internet used cards very cheap, I go and check them out. Well, I've been getting some GPUs from Facebook Marketplace. Sometimes the price difference is so large. Ah, no sé, Viri, ni idea. Ni sabía que eso era un problema. No conocía ese Google. Pero sí, suena como algo que deberían arreglar. No hay problema. Sí, Hiro habla los dos idiomas. Yo también. No, Hiro no soy yo disfrazado de chat.
I can
Los idiomas son
only find a local
bienvenidos.
map. Please head up the ramp.
Rearming.
Hey, I'm 191 Desperado. It's been a while. How's it going, man? In your opinion? First time, Mr. Gaming, that you're here live. Well, welcome, man. Good to see you. But you only know my recorded self, not my live self. Hope you're doing well.
Yo, Honecker.
Anyone hyped for CS Guild Source 2? Hell yeah. Although I'm not sure if graphics are going to change
Well, all the metals are
or not.
dark.
That's what I care about the
interesting. They
most,
don't need to
honestly.
be. It may be an aesthetic choice.
Like, considering that most people turn everything off, maybe Valve is just going to keep the graphics the same. But I wish they release a new Counter-Strike that is not global offensive. I just want something different. But there's so many games nowadays.
Movement. Get a visual before... Gone.
I saw no evidence of xenomorph physiology.
I'd hate to
Hey,
get
here
lost
we
in
go.
here. You'd never never find your way out.
Get to the chopper. The shotgun. Right, so 1440p is fine. Let's go for the good old 4K. So 1080p is fine. You can get 90 FPS to 100 very easily. You just need, if you want more frames, to lower shadows to medium. Let's keep it like this for 4K, then we lower the settings. I'm not expecting 60s at 4K at all. Yeah, we're hitting 30 with drops.
Look right, watch the far side.
Oh, it looks super sharp. Beautiful. But those drops. Jesus.
Got a drone coming.
I think I'll lower it to the lowest. Oh god. I'm so dead. Oh, maybe later. So playing at 60 for a few hours, I feel sick playing at 20. Or
Endeavor just detected a burst of
jealousing, the
511
multiplication,
kilo
yeah, everything on
electron
low
volt
basically.
countermeasure within the
Okay.
gravitic anomaly.
Was I able to apply the setting? Yeah, I'm so dead.
Sounds like something just turned on.
Please revive me so I can change the settings. Thank you. Thanks. Yet another one. Just attacked me and fled. What a coward.
We're near the end of the layout Esther grabbed. Use the squishy thing in that room.
Low. So if you want 30 frames at 4K, you can do it. Kinda. It's a new game? No, it came out last year, but I missed it. I wanted to check it out. Now that there is some buffer in between new games, I was like, okay, let's cover a game that I wanted to cover, but I couldn't. And here we are.
Enter the same sequence
Well,
as the
what I'm
last
disappointed about again
instrumentality.
is the options menu. Very bare bones. And, well, no
Farthest
FSR
left,
or
center
DLSS.
right, center top. Stand
Nowadays, you cannot have,
by. Recording the output.
you cannot not have DLSS and FSR. It's a coincidence that my brother's name is also Santiago? Probably. I don't think it was related to me in any way. But it's a very common name. Although I didn't, at my age, when I was like in high school, I only met one other Santiago. Then I didn't find any other ones. It was like the only Santiago everywhere that I went. I don't know what happened. I think I only know one Santiago, other than myself. I guess it's not very common anymore.
Rebooting.
God. Marine down! Help!
Clear.
Yeah, the thing with revivals in this one is that if you get attacked, you instantly cancel the revival. Good. See, the bots are not that useless. You know. Used to play Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl. It's a good one. Been a while since I touched that game. Yeah, back then I didn't even know
Again.
how to survive in that game. I died every 5 minutes. Yeah, I mean, Alien Isolation runs better, but it's more claustrophobic, first of all, smaller environments. And it's a completely different engine as well.
To label the section
And
ahead.
there's not as
Fast
much
of the
movement
heavily
and action
traveler.
and stuff on screen. So yeah, artistically, I agree, it's better. I don't know which engine they were using though. It's a good question. But again, visually this game is nothing special. I just think it needs more options. an FSR. But it's okay, it's serviceable visually. Stalker 2, yeah, Stalker 2 will be a lot of
Looks
fun.
like a control center.
No, careful.
Although I'm
That's an
imagining that it's going to
anthropomorphic
be super demanding. I'm expecting sub 30 in all my cards on that one.
Sentry deployed.
See, the bots are very far away. They're going to teleport here, I'm pretty sure. Once I get a few meters
Eight hits
away,
here.
they're going to teleport with me.
Patching up.
Don't you think so? System requirements don't seem to be that high. Wasn't the minimum of Stalker 2 at 1070?
Could you
I
gain
remember
a LiDAR
correctly.
sweep of the presumed control center?
That'll rile our friends in the walls. Be ready.
Alien Raccoon City. Yeah, I mean, it reminds me a lot of Operation Raccoon City,
Here
but
we go. Signals
fun.
closing.
I think that's the major difference. And I'm super happy that I can play a game like this that doesn't have zombies. I was getting pretty bored of zombies lately. Hey Joe, wanna play a zombie game? No! Not want to play another zombie game. I'm pretty confused though why this game came out last year. It should have came out a long time ago, in my opinion. I don't know, it feels very obvious that this should have been made beforehand.
Bypassing damage.
Although I feel like this came out due to World War Z. Reminds me a lot of World War Z. Imagine when the time comes where our game will only run with ray tracing cards, because the devs didn't rasterize anything. I think it's long ways out. It's something that I like to call, well, many people call it like that, smart graphics. You don't need to have ray tracing all the time. You can fake it pretty well. So in a competitive game, for example, it will be much easier to get hundreds of FPS. There's no ray tracing.
Grabbing ammo.
But again, we have, maybe at that point we all have DLSS 3 or FSR 3 with frame generation. But still, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. And if it does, probably games like this are going to run at 4K 120 and lower in cards and stuff. Right, so I finished this mission and we end the live stream. It's been fun. Really enjoying myself with this game despite playing alone. It's much better with friends, as everything else, sometimes. But even on the Steam Deck, at 40 Hz, I've been enjoying myself. Recently played Darkside Chronicles, a PS3 emulator. It's on PS3, wasn't that a Wii game? Darkside Chronicles was a Wii title. If it came out on the PS3, I never noticed. I remember playing it on the Wii, before I played Resident Evil 2. I literally played Resident Evil 2 because I played Darkside Chronicles, and I wanted to know more about the character. Fun fact. How many hours do you have to work? As many as I can, because I get paid by the hour, so
Clear.
yeah, we're screwed. That's fine. So I usually try to work 8 hours, but it's kind of impossible right now with the workload that I have.
Another gravitational
That's why I have
surge.
more time for
Hold
YouTube,
on, kids, we'll
which
come
I'm
for
super
you.
happy about. The trusted imbecile. Oh well. Wasn't too bad. Only one death in 90 minutes. Detrás de ti! Imagine the aliens speaking Spanish. Saying detrás de ti, imbécil. Oh yeah. Puedes correr, pero no te puedes esconder. Yeah, those new voice lines are in actual Spanish from Spain. Nice touch. They did it great. Soy de Uruguay, pero anduviste cerca. Yo da energía. Sorry for caps, no worries. It was on the Wii, but it came out on the PS3 as Resident Evil Chronicles HT Collection. Oh, thanks for the heads up, John. I want to check it out later. Anyway, guys, that's basically it for Aliens Fireteam Elite. Thanks again to Focus Entertainment for providing a code. And well, the game is on Steam. Usually gets a price cut pretty often, so I recommend you get it when there's a discount. For full price, I don't think it's worth it. It's a lot of fun, don't get me wrong. I love games of this style. Kind of like co-op shooters like Left 4 Dead, World War Z, but without zombies, which is a huge change for me. I'm bored of zombies. And there's a lot of progression that you can do with your loadout. Campaigns, you only have 4, and then the pathogen one that is like, it's an expansion. So this one is a paid expansion. But then you get all these loadouts, Lancer, Phalanx, Demolisher, Technician, so you can level up like in Killing Floor 2. You have different, how to say, classes. So there's a lot of replayability, which I like. That's kind of why I play these games, to get better gear and replay the levels. So yeah, I'm going to do it on the Steam Deck tomorrow. Un forastero. Avisad a los demás. Cogedlo. Anyway, hasta luego. Where's everyone going? Bingo? It never gets old. La campana. Hay que ir a rezar. Lord Sadler. Yeah, Forastero is a foreigner. Yeah. Leon, help! Man, the livestream for RE4 Remake is going to be a lot of fun. Welcome! Some rare things on sale. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see ya next time. Bye, guys. Thanks for the laughs. I enjoyed myself quite a bit. Love you all. See you next time. See you next time, Forastero.